Press record. And I think this is our, yes.
Hey, Dak,
Yeah,
turn this shit
nigga
up.
chunky, look like money, smell like cookies and cologne. I done growed up, got my dog, came a long way on my own. I ain't had no handout, I ain't need it, I ain't asking, now that shit is man down. You could get it, that's a casket, I don't pay the gram, I get paid for grams. You a worker, bring that paper in, be the paper man, keep a burner, this the cream of the crop. I got green, I got drop, swear I only fucked her once, but she fiending a lot. The return of Machiavelli,
Like I'm speaking of pop.
That part.
Yeah, I know it. Pockets on me heavy. What's good, y'all?
What's up? We're back.
Yes, we are. Welcome to 2 Cents Later. I am Brittany.
And I'm Zuleyma.
And if you were just tuning in, welcome. And if you're back, welcome back, baby. We appreciate you. We love you. And even our last episode, just the feedback that I got from it, because honestly, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Once I posted on YouTube, I was fine with it just being there, but it took me a few days to be like, okay, you have to make a promo post and don't just promote. I was gonna do us talking about like, oh, social media, blah, 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 blah. But it just felt super generic and not anything like, I want people to understand that we're not just talking about really just like surface level stuff, that we do get in depth in things. And I felt like showing that on that
The promo
video was kind of like the best way to do that. Like I don't know. But I got, people who are going through that as well, like with like either their fathers or, even certain relatives, whether it's an aunt or just different family members who they've felt that similar just distance or like strain in the relationship from. So shout outs to y'all. I'm happy that it did. I don't care if it touched one person. At least it did something for somebody. You know what I mean?
Sure,
so,
for sure.
I definitely more proud of myself than anything when it came to that. Not for if anything. For sure.
I really like that episode. That was a good one.
Yeah, we did good. We did good. But going into the new month, happy April, everyone.
We're in April.
It is April. Brittany Appreciation Month.
Everybody say
happy
birthday, Brittany. Oh, every day.
Every day. You have the whole 30 days to figure it out, So, because she took me to Castaway, my favorite restaurant. One of my favorite. I would say Castaway and Toca Madera have it like those are my two favorite restaurants out here so far. And we went there and...
Wait, was this yesterday?
No, we went Friday night. I want to say we went Friday night.
So basically to your entrance to Brittany Appreciation Month. I love it.
Absolutely. When we went there, and he actually told the waiter like it was my birthday and stuff. They brought out a cake and
oh my gosh, they'll go back next week like, yo, it's still her birthday.
It's actually. I told them I was like, this is just the start of the month. So if I'm back later in the month,
we're celebrating again. Like
it's a thing. It's a thing. You know what I mean? So. Yes, we went there, and I actually I said that some places I want to just start just going like to have drinks and apps and just get a smorgasbord of food and picking stuff like that. Big tourists,
big teams.
But we did that, and this was the first time. I don't think I've been to Castaway a lot since I've been out here. I think I can't even count how many times I've been there. But I got mozzarella sticks. And when they brought them out, they were literally black. And I'm already sauced. First of all, I was drinking wine on the way down. So like,
oh, you walked in already.
We walked in. I walked in already a little buzzed. And me, Puff Daddy over here. The waiter brought out the mozzarella sticks. They were black. And mind you, this guy, he looks like California, like surfer blonde hair, like he just probably parked his surfboard in the back. he
parked his surfboard.
He looked just like that. So he brings them to me. Mad energy, cute guy, cute. And I'm like, so are these okay? And then he's like, yeah. And I was like, He's like, they're black. He's like, I know. He's like, I've been here for 5 days, and I first saw this, and I was like, yo, what the fuck is this? I was like, and he's like, I was like, so they're supposed to be like this? And he's like, yeah, dead ass. And I'm like, hold on, where you from? And he's like, I'm from the East Coast. I said, but where from the East Coast? And I was like, he's like, oh, I'm from Philly. I was like, oh, I said, first of all, once you said dead ass, I knew you wasn't from here. Like, I knew exactly you wasn't from. He's like, where y'all from? Told him we were from New York, yada, yada, yada. We had a little conversation just comparing East Coast and West Coast things. But just like me.
How long has he been out here?
He said he only's been out here for like less than a year. I think it was 9 months or something. He said like that. I knew it wasn't over a year, but he was super sweet, and he just seemed like, saying like, yo, this is kind of where I just always wanted to be. But that East Coast, especially like that upper East Coast accent, and just certain things that we say just sticks out like a sore thumb. Yo, I swear to God. Like,
it sure does.
But it's always kind of refreshing to see people and hear it, and like just kind of get that like East Coast connection going on.
Yes. And you could spot them easily. Yeah.
I feel like New Yorkers, though, it's a little bit different. Like, you can, I feel like I stick out like a sore thumb out here, it's bad. Like, not bad, it's bad in a good way. Like, because like, hello, hi. But, it's just like certain things, whether it's your dress, whether it's just like, kind of like, I just have this thing about me where I'm kind of always like in my own world, but also just aware of what's going on around me at the same time.
It's like an energy thing.
It's a big energy thing. And it's also just, I don't know.
Yeah, I get that too. When I go out, they're like, oh, where are you from? You're not from here, right? I'm like, no, I'm from New York. They're like, yeah, I could tell. I'm like, but like how? Like, I want to know how. And they're like, no, it's just like, you could just tell. It's like the energy. I'm like,
I think always how I dress. Guess. And then as soon as I open my mouth, they just... It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done.
Yeah.
So that's literally always like the first thing people say to me. It was like, where are you from? I'm like, New York, but I've been out here for almost 2 years. What do I do?
Yeah.
So, but it's super dope. Speaking of restaurants, though, I didn't get the reservations for my exact birthday, but I was happy because I was able to get my Nobu reservations for the weekend nonetheless. I had to sit on the phone literally for almost like an hour the first day and an hour the second day.
What, was this like an interview? Day one, day two?
Like it was like, so pretty much you can only make the reservations like, I had to wait a month in advance. So I called on the 29th, but I forgot to, I'm not going to lie. it did slip my mind in the morning because I think I had an interview that morning for Crunch. And so I called later. It was like noon and it was booked. Like it was completely booked. But I got on the phone 10 a.m. the next day and I was literally like caller number 34. Like, first thing. And I was just like, yo, this is absolutely ridiculous.
So you
and
can't
I'm
just
cry.
like walk in. Like you can't just do walk
in.
Has it always been that way, or is it because of COVID?
No, it's always been that way. It's just kind of like big on reservations there, and it's a hot spot. Like people, especially on the weekends, like people out of town want to go to Nobu, especially just the Malibu one, the location and stuff like that. It's just gorgeous. So I'm happy that I got my reservation. I just think it was absolutely absurd on how I had to go about it. Like. Absolutely.
Yeah, that sounds like a headache, but I appreciate your determination.
No, I know.
I'll be like next place.
I want what I want. I want what I want. I already see what everything's looking like for that whole weekend. So I'm super excited about that. But even with like Castaway, before we were able to just like park on our own and stuff like that, and valet was an option. Now like it's not an option anymore. Like I said to everyone, by Easter all of this shit is gonna snap and shit's getting back to normal. People, they're not playing with getting their money back, putting money back into the state, putting money back into LA especially, and that's just what it's gonna be like.
Well, also that parking lot, like people were making their own parking spots. Like it was just kind of getting a little chaotic.
Yeah, and it's reservation only now there too. Like you can't just a lot of places before where they were just like trying to like still get the business and stuff like that for people who were still down to go. That shit is all clipped. Reservations only. But Castaway, you definitely could get easier reservation at Castaway. Castaway, you need to give me a coupon because at this point, like, give me a coupon. I deserve
an affiliate code.
Like, like dead ass. Give me a 15% off. Use Brittany loves Castaway 15 for.
That is so great. It's a really good restaurant.
I love it there. I love it there.
And Brussels sprouts.
Yeah, it's so good. I wanted to do something fun though. I wanted to like start off because we are in a new month. I wanted to see like what our monthly horoscope said for the month. So, what app am I gonna use? I'll just do daily horoscope.
Can you change it to mine too?
Okay. I can just click on Leo. Please say some good shit.
Right?
Tell me something good.
I feel good things though. So let's just see what the universe is saying.
Okay, let's go, big Taurus. Okay, this can be a great month for you, Taurus. If you are aware of your blessings and you recognize new opportunities with joy and optimism from the moment they arrive, it will be all about your attitude throughout April. You are a very realistic person, and sometimes that stops you from envisioning outcomes you might think are too difficult to be real. But with dedication, there are many things you can achieve. Stay focused, work hard while thinking I can do this, and coworkers or community members' demeanor may come off as aggressive during an encounter this month. They may be unhappy with something you have achieved. It sounds like my life. Probably because they want the chance themselves. Don't engage in this kind of conversation. Just be pleasant and back away. You may find yourself feeling quite compassionate and generous towards someone who appears this month and who clearly needs your help. Oh my God, that's actually, that just threw me off because that's actually something that I wanted to talk about on here today too. Where am I? But before you set out to help, make sure you set some parameters and boundaries in your mind and be sure to make those clear so you don't wind up overburdening or in an awkward situation. You will need to think deeply about a matter of the heart this month. Be sure you address the issue because someone wants to know where they stand and what you are thinking. Clear and direct communication is the best way to approach this. Sorry, guys, I take like edibles and stuff before I do this podcast, so if I'm like stuttering through this shit.
You want me to read mine?
Yeah. I was about to say, damn, that's a short month.
You fucked up.
There you go. That says March.
That says March, yeah. Oh, wait, no. Okay, yeah.
Okay,
so Leo, March may have come in like a lion, as they say symbolically for you at least, which made you feel right in your element. But April's coming in like pride of lions, Leo, and so that's even better. You should be feeling more powerful, more eloquent, and generally very much like your best self from the very beginning of this month. Ride that as far as it will take you, which could be a quite distance. That means start projects that mean the most to you, work at relationships that are in need of maintenance, clear up old business that has been lingering and nagging at you, and so on. You'll feel like you have a clean slate and fresh start. The hard work you put in a while back, perhaps as long ago as last year, may finally show signs of paying off this month. Don't take any signs of success for granted, though. You will still have to stay on top of this to ensure it goes the distance. You may have the chance to get involved in a community project in weeks ahead.
Talking about the damn community with us.
Right? This could be charity related.
Where you want us, baby. Oh,
right?
Shit.
Where's the community?
I just thought about something. Y'all want us somewhere for Juneteenth? Like, where you want me to post up?
That's so funny. Where my charity? Wait. Community. Okay. This could be charity related, or it could be something that will help improve the well-being of the area you call home. If you have to set aside some non-priority projects, this will be good for you. You are never shy about taking credit for what you have accomplished, but someone may be raining on your parade this month, making it a bit harder to shine. Don't worry about it though. Your efforts have been so stellar. Who's stellar? That you will surely be noticed and acknowledged. Okay, this is great because I was just literally saying yesterday on my story, I'm like, I feel like I'm doing like a spiritual cleanse and like everything's great. I'm clearing out my space and everything's going to be fine. Okay, universe. Sure. Let's see if you're right.
I do believe that I am in a place where I am very aware of how blessed I am, and like I have been like super conscious of just like where I need to be putting my energy into. I do think that the thing that I am most apprehensive about, I think that there's a lot of things that are leading up with this podcast that I don't like. I can't really like say, but like it's just something that like I might be going to that might be really, really good. And I think that I'm nervous with that in a sense, but also with teaching fitness again. I haven't done it for a really long time, and I had to do the demo the other day. I bodied that shit per usual, but it's just like being in a new area with new faces and just being back on the stage. Like I always would like tell myself, you're be Beyonce up there, be Beyonce up there, you're Beyonce up there, you're Beyonce up there, you're the Beyonce of Crunch, you're the Beyonce of Crunch. Like I would literally embody that. And like when I was in Middletown, like people like it would be weird because it's like people would come up to me like, oh, I was in so-and-so and they were talking about your class and I was here and so I was like, so it was just like, it was like, I think that like, it was like right before I left. And I think like that goes into like, it's going to go into our topic today. I felt like my fitness career was on such a high. Boom, I got pregnant. COVID happened. Then we had to move. Yeah. And it was just like everything drastically changed. And it's just like, I never thought that like, it was something that I was completely done with. I just was tired of the fadness. I don't like fads. Like I'm just not a fad person. Like it drives me insane because I don't do something because everyone's doing it.
Yeah,
like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
for sure.
So for instance, like where it's just like I just felt like everyone was either one, I spent a lot of time and money and studying into becoming a personal trainer and a group fitness instructor. And it was just like people were popping up like, oh, well, I'm a trainer now. I'm a trainer now. I'm a trainer now. I do fitness. And I'm always down for people doing your fitness thing. But then it just becomes like, it takes away from the message when people are just like popping their phone up to just record a eight set to just say like, oh, well, like I'm a trainer now. Like, and it's just like, now you're like trying to, and you know, I'm somebody that like, I never was the type of girl like that was like, oh, I follow this fitness person or I follow that. I always do stuff because I personally want to do it. And I don't ever like, even with my skating, right? I purposely don't follow somebody who's doing the same exact thing as me because I never want to feel like I'm comparing myself or pressured into doing something because of what other people are doing. And as much as people want to say like, oh, you can have control. No, it's very easy when shit is constantly in your face to start comparing and feeling a certain way or like feeling like just being hard on yourself in unnecessary forms. So for me, I don't ever put myself in those positions to feel that way. So it's like, it's not a like, I'm happy. Like you do you, I'm doing me, good for you, good for me. Like it's not gonna, me watching or you watching me should not take away from your, purpose in doing something.
Right. Then that means you just went in for the wrong reasons.
Right. You know what I mean? So if you're only doing it like, or it's like, oh, so you don't watch so-and-so? No, so-and-so doesn't inspire me. There's life things that are reasons why I am in fitness. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know.
You're allowed to pick and choose who you want to follow as that like inspiration without like, oh, you skate. That means you follow all the skaters,
right? You
but
know
it's
what
like
I mean?
No, like that person doesn't resonate with me. It's not, and I feel that way too. Like if it doesn't resonate with me, I go literally at the beginning of every month. I unfollow so many people.
No, yeah,
it's like, well, you inspired me this month, but
yeah, no,
this month you were like,
it's not for me, and I just don't. And on top of that, like, it will be other people. Like I've had other people send me like other people's skate videos or other people's workout videos. I'm like, oh, you should do this. Oh, wait till you're able to do this, bitch. Can you even put on a pair of fucking skates? You get what I'm saying? Like it's shit like that like will be like, I don't like shit. I don't fuck with that energy. I'm always the type of person, if everybody's like bum 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 bum, I'm like I'm probably playing a fucking guitar while y'all drumming. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, or I'm doing a fucking French flute. That's just not, it doesn't, my parents always told me, like, you don't get nowhere being a follower but up somebody's ass. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just, and that's the thing, like, we're in the generation of followers. Y'all don't even realize how heavy of a word that is. You get what I'm saying? So I don't look for, I want to inspire somebody. I don't want followers. I don't need, this is not some cult shit. You get what I'm saying? Like, I just want, if what I'm doing resonated with you today, I'm happy. That's it. I literally decided this week to let go of that feeling. Like, wherever it goes, genuinely and organically, that's what it's going to fucking do. But other than that, I'm never going to feel like I literally watch people get a thing of followers. Like, I'll tell you off camera what I'm exactly talking about, and get mad weird. Like, sell it to me. Like, girl.
People at like, oh, so what's it like to have, and I'm just like, what's what like? Oh, well, you got followers. I'm like, but what does that do?
There's a bunch of people who have a zillion followers that nobody being in LA. I literally realized, like, I've met people in the skate community, and they'll know who, like, as soon as I start spinning or they'll see my braids or something, they're like, I seen your video from so-and-so, and I'm like, oh, cool.
Yeah,
like, I don't care. But like, you'll do, like, I'll be like, oh, I've seen your video from whatever. And people are like, these people are like, people are not, a lot of people can be one way on the internet, but they're not real social people in real life. Like, they don't shake a room. They don't know how to control a room. They don't make any presence in the room. They're literally flies on the fucking wall. Like, their only claim to fame is their fucking dumbass followers, which people can generate and do a bunch of shit to help boost that. So all of this shit is fucking smoke and mirrors, and I'm through with it all.
I do get like a lot of people in my DMs like, oh, I noticed that. I'm like, you check my Instagram that often to realize that it happened? They're like, yeah, how? And I'm just like, I just put out videos every day. I don't really have a secret. I just put out videos every day. Like, what do you want me to say?
I think that people are just too, like I said last, I like to be like, I like the fact that, like, anybody that has ever met me in real time, like, they have an impression. They know they felt my energy, and they can go over that and just really be like, you know what? That's a vibe that I want to be around. That's the energy that I want to be around. That's just somebody that, like, it, like, like, some of these people really ain't like what y'all think in real life. I promise to God. I promise you. But speaking on spiritual journeys, I cannot wait. I think the best thing for me to do is actually go on a Sunday, because I feel like the traffic will be better. But I'm so excited for Joshua Tree. I saw so many cute little photos, and like, they got like the skull rock and this heart rock and all these other. So wait till all these like little pictures and all this stuff like that. Like,
I've never been to Joshua Tree.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait. It is gonna.
That's like near Palm Springs, right?
I don't really know where it's by, to be quite honest, but it is more inland. Yeah. So, speaking of Palm Springs, is that where they're having Coachella, right?
Yeah, it's yeah.
And I think that's pretty soon. I was contemplating, because I just wanted, but I can't do all of that. Too many people, drugs.
I only want to go to Coachella if somebody buys my ticket. I'm not spending that money on a
and
concert.
Also,
like,
I
just
don't know.
it's really like more to say that you're at Coachella. Like, that's the reason why they charge so much money, because it's so hyped. Like, it's really not.
No, and also, like, I would only, it just gives off young and dumb crowd. I really would only go, like, I want to go to something where it's like like, me and my girls don't feel like I'm at a Kids Bop concert. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to feel like that. And I just think, like, I don't know. It's not about, I'm like, I always say, like, people, I was on Clubhouse the other day, and when I told them that, like, I was turning 31 this year, they were like, you're 31? I'm like, yeah, how the fuck old did you think I was? Like, no lie, I thought you were turning like 26 or something. I'm like, I appreciate that. But
I love that.
I I love to keep the child in me alive, but I don't like to be childish, if that makes sense. Like I don't like childish shit.
Right. I do want to experience Coachella at least once.
I would only go if I'm like going with like a group of my friends where we can go and just like kind of like make it our own experience.
Yeah.
I don't want to just go with like one person and then we look like two fucking dodos in a crowd.
Fist pump.
Stupid niggas is doing. Yeah. So, what else did I want to talk about? We didn't even get into 2 cent topics yet, but I did want to shout out Nicki and the City Girls. They both came. I think I did speak about Nicki's new song last week, but Nicki and the City Girls both came out with songs with Fabio Foreign, and them shits both are slaps. Like I think what I'm going to do, because I fucked up my own video with playing the Nicki song in the goddamn one of our YouTubes.
Yeah.
So like it's partially viewed and that fucked it up. But I think for audio, we'll just like play like snippets of shit on for just audio only. So like at the end, I will play
some snippets
of these songs because they were fire.
I did listen to them yesterday.
Yeah. JT, one of my favorite lines in JT, let's start with JT's verse first. JT, when she was like, every bitch that hate on me got an ugly face and a botched body. Y'all can't be out here with these bad built bodies talking shit. Like, we're not doing that this summer. This summer is about to be that. First of all, it's Brittany Appreciation Month. So you know it's all about getting your body right and tight and getting your shit together for the fucking summer. Let's fucking go.
Did you see that post that Queen put out? That was like somebody if you're gonna troll somebody, like, make sure you know how to spell.
Yeah. But you know what? If you want to know what's so crazy, I think the new way I feel like hating ass bitches are the girls who don't comment on a motherfucking thing, don't like a motherfucking thing, but always is like number one watching your motherfucking story. Like, baby girl.
Yeah.
Better known as a groupie.
Baby girl.
Better known as my groupie. Like, relax, ma. Like, relax, ma. Oh my God. I wish I could talk about the weird ass situation that happened, but I'm pretty sure that they fucking listen on this. But I just want to say, people really need to stop letting shit on this internet get to their head, because like,
girl.
Y'all know how I am in real life. Like, don't let these three. Y'all ever heard that song? Me and D always joke. I always put that Kanye song 30 Hours when he was like, where he's like, I'll drive 30 hours just to whoop a nigga ass. When he fought Matt Barnes, he's like, I'll drive 30 hours just to whoop a nigga ass. Like who was it? Derek Fisher. When Matt Barnes drove 30 miles to fucking beat up Derek Fisher.
Oh gosh.
That's 30 hours. Like 30 hours. Like, don't relax, baby girl. Like, if you're listening, relax. If you're
down.
If you're listening,
put the phone down.
Relax, okay?
Just put the phone down.
Relax.
That wait. So funny.
We're gonna relax, okay? But in other news,
relax.
What? So let's get into. JT. She said, "Every bitch that hate on me got an ugly face and a botched body." Beefing with who? Girl, I don't even know you. Like, we're not doing any of that. All that weird. I don't know you. If you think you got beef with some, I don't know you.
I don't know you.
I don't know you. And you don't know me, because if you did.
I hate that. Like, people just automatically assume they know you based off of like what you post on like Instagram.
Yes.
And it's like, you literally have no idea. You have no idea like what my personality's like.
No.
You have no idea.
None.
You have no idea.
That's why, like, when people
what
like,
I'm capable of.
No, dead ass though. Like, I'm dead ass though. I'm dead fucking ass though.
You have no idea.
Because at the end of the day, like, I just think that certain people like take advantage of like let these little like the
little Twitter fingers,
little
Instagram
DM fingers and all of shit.
Your thumb's not tired,
baby girl. Like, I will literally seen it. I see what you said. I'm gonna keep on moving, and when I see you, Just
like
stop.
people are so
But that's
mean
the
in my DMs sometimes.
No, they're not mean. They just like, you know what it is? I don't like people who like post shit in their stories like for or ask a question, but you only want the people to agree with what the fuck you said. You get what I'm saying? That doesn't make, then don't post shit, bitch. Go ask yourself.
Or like when you put like polls and like, oh, like I meant to say yes, it was an, I'm like, nah, you meant to say no.
Right.
It's fine.
Right.
I'm not gonna cry about it. My life keeps moving.
Like I don't. But my whole thing is like, don't, like if you only are on the internet for a bunch of people to just like agree with you, then just go some fucking where else, bitch.
Yeah, make your own platform.
Go somewhere else, and you're fucking, and you were
it's
wrong.
Impossible. It's impossible.
And you were wrong. And you were wrong, dumbass. That's my 2 cents for the day. I
mean, mine is kind of piggybacked off of that, to be honest, because it has to do with social media and people taking shit to the fucking chest.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like, like it was literally like it was a question like, oh, do y'all do this way or that way? And the way that the person was actually doing it, literally was wrong. And it was like, okay, so when you broke down somebody who has been there multiple times, who has also is explaining a real scientific reason for you, and you're just like, oh girl, it wasn't that bitch.
Well, shit.
I'm telling you. But anyway, I digress.
My 2 cents. I didn't realize that so many men feel like Kevin Samuels is their hero.
We've been said that though.
Did you see how many men were? I made a fucking. It was comedic to me, and I'm gonna say this again because I've been saying it like 500 times in my comments. I never said that everything that comes out of this man's mouth is nonsense, but for the most part, sir, we don't ask for your opinion. Like, and they're just like, well, you're a part of the reason, like you can't take accountability. You probably eat meat off camera. What the fuck does that have to do with anything?
Niggas be disrespecting you when you're
what does that have to do with anything?
With no respect in your comments.
And I just like let people argue on their own. Like you guys do, like you guys argue on your own.
Most of the energy that I get, honestly, is just some bitch that just hates the fact that I'm right. And the thing is with me, I always say as a Taurus, I do not speak on shit unless I actually fucking know. Like I'm not that person. Unless I actually fucking know something, I'm not gonna speak on it. I'm not gonna go out my way to argue something down that I have no fucking clue about. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Like I'm not the person that speaks just to fucking fill air. Like, oh yeah, bitches get on the fucking, hey, let me ask you guys something. Bitch, no one cares. Like no one fucking cares. That's fucking one. And two, I think with the Kevin Samuels thing is, like I said, there's shit in there that is, first of all, I gotta remember, a lot of this shit is entertainment. Like this nigga's doing
for him entertainment.
He's doing shit.
I'm like, I'm sorry, but he actually caters to you. Like you're taking advice from a man. It doesn't even say, like, if you go to his Instagram on his bio, it says he's an influencer, an image consultant. It does not say he's a relationship fucking guru. This man is divorced twice and still single, but you're taking advice from him.
I do, there's certain things on there that I do think that he is saying that does make sense, that I do think that women today do not want to hear. And I also do believe that there are things on there that he is saying that does not resonate with some of y'all niggas.
Of course.
Some of y'all niggas are bums. Like let's keep that a fact. Some of y'all are bums. Some of y'all are bums, and some of y'all don't have a fucking leg to stand in, a pot to piss in, or even a fucking any room to even just be saying the shit that y'all are saying. So that's one. There are certain men out here that do deserve a certain quality of woman, a certain quality of a relationship, and if they're bringing certain things to the table, they do deserve that in return. And vice versa for certain women as well. But at the end of the day, some of y'all niggas that just sit on your fucking ass and are trying to convince and use Kevin Samuels for why you shouldn't be playing fucking child support. That bum ass shit don't go. The two don't go together, my nigga. Like I said, it's the same thing. Like Kim, it's kind of like the same thing. Like when Kim was like, "You guys need to get up and fucking work."
Oh yeah,
you guys
yeah.
need to get up and fucking work. You guys need to get up and fucking work. sometimes it's the right message from the wrong messenger.
Yes.
And I think that's a big part of it, is that Kevin Samuels is the wrong person
He's
to be
the
just
wrong
fucking
person,
saying this shit.
Delivery's
Like,
off sometimes. It's just like,
but you got to remember that is the hook and the sinker in fucking social media. People say inflammatory shit to get responses, to get it seen, to get it going, to keep it moving, and all of that dumb
and
shit.
you, sir,
and you're feeding
fucking
into
fell
it.
for it.
You're feeding into it like a fucking
desperate
loser.
Fish.
Like a loser.
Fish out of water, like desperate.
Like
anyway,
but I did want to get into one thing that I wanted to ask, and this is, I want to see if I can if I can call a friend on here.
Okay.
I want to see if I can call a friend and see.
Is this on the Hold up. Wait a minute.
Sorry guys, y'all know I can't text and talk. I mean, I'm gonna call you. So
we talking about.
I'm talking about. I want to go back to the drill music thing.
Okay.
So in New York, Mayor Eric Adams or whatever his name is, that's his name, right?
Yeah.
He was basically trying to say that drill music is
right
contributing to the violence in New York and blah 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 blah, and kind of was trying to like put a hold on drill and stuff like that, like basically people like a ban on drill music. That didn't happen. And basically I just want to know, one, is it getting oversaturated, the drill sound? Do you think that sound is oversaturated? And two, do you think that could be contributing to more violence?
I don't think it's oversaturated yet.
Okay.
Yet. I think
I don't
maybe by the end of this year. I don't know.
See, Fabio's album is coming out on the 8th. And I think that I'm happy for him because I feel like, even though I feel like this is Pop Smoke's reign, honestly,
for sure, yeah.
I am happy that everybody is riding his wave. This literally is riding his wave. But I feel like as long as as long as they keep it like a little bit different here and there. But I'm also interested in seeing like the City Girls floated on that shit.
I also think that because it's so heavily on the East Coast that it might be more saturated on that end than it is on our end.
Right.
So I might not be hearing it enough because it's not played as much as it is on the East Coast.
Right.
So it could be saturated
there,
but over here it's still making its way.
And I think to the point, well, let me get my caller. Let's see if this works.
We're experimenting.
We're experimenting. Live. This is live on the podcast.
Is this it? Oh no, it's the okay.
Hey.
Oh, that's bestie. Y'all, I got my friend Deja on the phone, and I just want to ask a listener a question, and I love and appreciate your opinion. And right now we're talking about the Nicki song "We Going Up" and the City Girls Top Notch song, and I felt like everybody was kind of like saying like, you know, damn, here we go with more drill music. Here we go with more drill music. Is this sound getting oversaturated? And is this contributing to more violence in the cities and yada, yada, yada? And I just wanted to get your opinion on, do you think the sound is oversaturated? Can you stop clinking your pots? And and do you think that this is drill music here to stay, or is this just another fad in music?
Honestly, I think it's a fad, but it's what's hot right now, so it works. I don't think it's bad that they're all hopping on it because, like I said, it's what's hot right now. People like Nicki, I feel like she can do that because we know that she's versatile.
Yes, and I feel like she was versatile on her verse, like her sound. She switched up her cadence. She switched up the flow a lot when it came to the actual sound. Oh, that's bestie. She switched that shit up a whole lot, I believe.
Right. So it's like she can hop on what's hot right now because we know that she can also do everything else. As for the City Girls, I feel like it's cute, it's cool, but sometimes you just have to know your lane and just stay in it.
Did you like the City Girls song or no?
I would say 5 out of 10.
Ooh.
It's like it's so.
You know what? I think it's just JT's verse that was good. I think JT was that's the only thing that really carried the song was J. The song's not bad. It's just I'm kind of tired of Miami's content. Like we get it, bitch. Like, but
it's like stop trying to make sets happen. Like,
right.
That's what it gets.
Right.
It's okay. It's literally okay. If it's not for you, it's okay. Don't force it.
Right. And we get pussy rap all the time, and it's just kind of like, okay, we don't like maybe put her at the back of the song sometimes, but it's almost like JT bodied that shit so hard that it's like you kind of almost have to. You ain't gonna wait to listen to Miami if she's at the back. Right. You know what I mean? So,
well, you know how they used to do Michelle and Destiny's Child. I was just about to say, a little cut.
Yeah,
like sometimes you just need a little cut. Like you ain't gotta. And no shade to Michelle because we know she's talented, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Nah, yeah, she wasn't the Kelly. She wasn't even the Kelly. It's
that
cool.
That is hilarious.
You know, so but do you think that being that you still in New York and stuff like that, do you think that is contributing to the violence in New York, or do you think that like I personally think I personally think that at the end of the day, every generation comes out with some form of music where like in the 80s, it was drug use.
It's just relevant at the time.
Right. In the 80s, it was drug use. The 90s, it was drug dealing. 2000s, it was drug using. 2010s, it was the lean era. 2020s, we lean in these niggas era. Like, I'm just... but...
I just think that it doesn't matter. If it's an inner city, wherever you're at, there's a hood, and people gonna do hood activities. Like that shit is gonna happen, whether you're listening to drill music or not.
Right.
And the government,
I will say, granted, they might throw it on to get hype, and that might not.
But they were gonna do it. They were gonna do it before coming on. Before
like we was talking about,
playing.
like we was talking about, put Hail Mary on, niggas is going to hell.
It's just like when people, now this ain't my type of thing, but I'm just saying, you know, when people be like, let me put on some like knocking the boots, like that type of music to get me in the mood.
Yeah, to get you in the mood, you know? Some Trey songs. Let's take Trey songs. Let's not go all the way to fucking 1922.
Like, I mean, I know some people in the hood might put on some drill music, but
you know, our aunties are still fucking R. Kelly. You know they still fucking R. Kelly.
Right, like you're not about to be like, oh, I'm gonna set the tone with my man and I'm gonna put City Girls on. Like, no, You're gonna put on something smooth like Trey songs. So therefore, if they riding around, I don't know if they're riding around with their niggas, like doing things that they do, bitch, pussy hoe. But like they gonna listen to drill music. I do feel like when it comes to the younger generation, like. For instance, 12-year-olds, middle schoolers.
I think they're more like their minds are easily influenced now, a lot more easily influenced now, and it's all in their hands now. Like everything's in their hands, like right in their hands. You're seeing this. Oh yeah, nah, we gonna go. They said my homeboys just shot the ops. They shot the ops on Instagram and all. You know what I mean? So,
right,
all that dumb shit. You know, and also I feel like that fucking Call of Duty got niggas fucked up too. Like
right, why are we talking about why doesn't the mayor of New York ban Call of Duty?
Yeah, I feel like that's done way more damage.
So is he trying to ban drill music?
No, remember the mayor in Eric Adams, the mayor in New York, was trying to ban drill music. That's why like all the drill rappers went over to the office and spoke with him, sat down with him. I think like Mano and all of them, a bunch of them sat down with Eric Adams and like talked to him about like, you can't really do this, my nigga.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry, Mr. Adams, but I don't think like that ain't gonna work.
Yeah, so that's not gonna happen. But I did want to get your opinion on it, and I didn't know you didn't like the City Girl songs as much. I do know. It's
not that I don't like it, but I did listen to it. Maybe like I'm not gonna lie, I listened to it like twice, and then I just keep seeing it on Instagram. But it never made me feel like like I want to play that again or like run that back or like I'm driving. Like the way I listen to We Go Up, and I'm just like, wait, nah, throw that back on.
And like, you got to rewind that part. Like I need to hear that part back. Like I need that shit to fucking resonate in these hoes' head.
And I hate to listen to the same song mad times. So I only do that when I really like a song. But the City Girls song, I don't know. Maybe it is because there's just so much of that sound right now. I don't know. But nothing about it besides JT's part. However, I feel like I heard it so much on Instagram that I'm like...
It's tiring at this point.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
sometimes like all that promo could do more damage than actually
I
just
always
dropping
say
the song.
that, like, just always just over pushing. Some people like, okay, get the shit the fuck up out of here. Like,
Right.
don't nobody want to see that shit a zillion times. You know what I mean? And they keep playing the same part. Every bitch that hate on me got an ugly face and a botched body. That's the best part because that's
Yeah.
facts. Like, that's like, that bitches got ugly faces and botched ass bodies. Like,
Oh
walking
my
around.
God, that is what gets me.
That is
Like,
what gets me.
I was gonna say double
Trying to-
homicide, but that's too
no,
soon.
literally, like, it's literally like we was just literally just talking about, like, I just think that they did set up some captions and the mood for the summer with those songs. Like, we got a couple of captions for our picks with those
Yeah.
songs. You know what I mean? So, but
I'm gonna definitely give it another listen today, and I'm gonna get back to you. But right now, I'm still at the, 5 out of 10.
I hear you, but we appreciate your opinion. Before we let you go, I just want to hear your opinion real quick on the Chris Rock, and we'll get a public opinion real quick for the Chris Rock and Will Smith thing before we get into it.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your
Well,
feelings on it?
All right, I'm gonna be like completely honest. So when it first happened, I'm like, like, yeah, my Aquarius nature, my Leo nature is like, yeah, that's what the fuck you get. You shouldn't be talking about people's life because you never know how they're gonna react. You never know what people are going through in that moment. Like, we're all human, and like me and you said, it's the straw that breaks the camel's back.
Right,
Like,
and I really
do feel like he's been under so much, and like he snapped, and he's human. Like, it's okay to make a mistake, and I feel like people are trying to crucify him as if he's not a human being and he can't make mistakes. But we already know how that is when you're a black man.
right.
But
And we also
I will
always have the
say-
conversation about, like, I just think that they're always on this, like, they're on this mission to just take all of our black great, like, men and just, like, get rid of all of our legends. Like, they're trying to get rid of all of our black great legends and just, like, do away with them. There's no leniency for them. There's nothing. There's no room for error for them at all.
It's like any little thing is like blown out of proportion. Meanwhile, the white men, and I'm not racist, I got white and like whatever.
Yeah, like
they be
48%
doing
or
some
shit.
weird shit. Bitches don't go there. They be doing some weird shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, like, anyway, sweep under the rug. But the cancer in me, the cancer rising as time went on, I really started looking at it from Chris Rock's side
It's very
and the
multifaceted.
professionalism side. And I was like, you know what? I do feel kind of bad. Like, he decided to keep it professional, to keep going with the show, no matter how hurt
Right,
he was.
when he was like, when he said to him, like, yo, I could really, like, if it was me, I would have been like, that's why August was fucking your bitch. Your son helped him fuck her. Everybody, I would have went in, if I was Chris Rock.
It would have gone ghetto. I would have just took my little mic off. I would have walked down there right
I
into
would,
his
as a
feet and just
comedian,
started fighting.
any other comedian could have really went in and just, like, really took the whole, like, oh, you thought that joke was bad? Let me get real. Let's get real for a second. Let these jokes get real for something. Let's get real for a second. You want to talk about G.I. Jane? You want to talk about baldies? Let's get into some naked stuff here. Let's get into some. There's a lot of shit that shit could have went. He could have really. That's why he was like, yo, I could really. He literally was like, yo, I could. When somebody's telling you that, they're literally showing restraint. Like, they're literally showing restraint. But
Well, if you have time, check out on YouTube. There's like what do you call it? Body language in analyzers. And Sean was watching that and like kind of got me watching it, and he was kind of like breaking it down. And it was actually really cool, like, to see, so you can get like another perspective on the whole situation.
And they were also saying something about Chris Rock having a disorder where he doesn't understand social cues and social, like.
Oh, he's on the spectrum?
Yeah, he is. No, he's actually.
No, I think I remember him
he's
saying
on
that.
the spectrum, and
But
just
you
a
could
whole
tell
bunch.
after it happened when what's his face got his award right after it happened. He was just like he was still legit processing. Like, did that just happen in real time? Like,
Yeah.
did that just happen to me? Like, cut the cameras. Like,
But D, what is before we go, last question before we let you go, your last our question for the audience this week was, what's the craziest thing love made you do?
I don't know. I don't want to say the craziest because I could say something and then not really like like, wait a minute. There was something crazier. You should have got me prepared for this one.
Well, I'll start.
I would probably say like something like taking someone's phone while they're asleep, logging out of their Instagram, changing the password, deleting the emails that I changed the password, find my iPhone on the phone, not knowing at all, and having all this information, basically acting like the fucking FBI. Or maybe cutting the sleeve off a $200 sweater.
Nah, I was gonna say that mine was you know the little plastic part on your sneakers that go through the thing, you know, the little plastic part that helps you go through the sneakers. On the shoestrings.
Yes.
I already know what she's gonna say.
Do you know this? I cut all them shits off and then unlaced all his sneakers. And then this nigga was like, yo, like the time and energy it took for you to do this shit. I'm like, well, this nigga had to go buy all new shoelaces. Have a good day.
And some of them you can't even find again.
Especially, you know, like the Yeezys and all that stuff like that. Like he has a pair of Yeezys that has no laces on them. Have a good day.
Yeah.
But D, I love you.
I definitely started rocking his like that with no laces. Some Jordans, because I took the scissors and I just cut through the whole thing. So nigga was walking around like Will Smith and Fresh Prince.
Listen, sometimes just watch yourself. Be careful. Tread lightly, sir. But D, I love and appreciate you, and we appreciate your opinion. And I know you always support and listen. And y'all, if y'all are in Middletown, y'all better go visit my best friend's shop, Deasia Vanity, right on North Street, and she is doing the damn motherfucking thing. Love you, guys. Love you, D. Kiss the babies. I'll text you later. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, that worked.
Did it?
I like that. But let's stick with this whole Chris Rock Will Smith thing. Like I said to you earlier, I was kind of happy that we didn't have to like come in hot and speak on it, because just like she said, there's so many initial reactions and feelings in the beginning that it's just kind of like, damn, like where do you really feel with this? Like, me personally, I feel, and not that I'm actually, I don't want to say that I'm blaming, I don't want to blame anybody, but I do want to shed light on where do we want to start? Do you want to start with Will first, or do you want to start with Chris first?
Doesn't matter. You can start with Will.
I feel that for somebody that has had an image of being literally the Fresh Prince, the cookie cutter, Mr. Perfect, Mr. What's the movie he did? What's the love movie he did? When he was the matchmaker. Damn, you don't be knowing no damn movie.
No, I don't know that movie. And I know a lot of Will Smith movies.
He did it with the guy from King of the Hill.
Is it the one with is it Eva Longoria?
No.
It's
Hitch.
Hitch.
You're talking about the Fresh Prince. This is Hitch. This is I Am Legend. This is Mr. Him.
Pursuit of Happiness.
Mr. Pursuit of Happiness. You don't have, this is him. And I believe with that whole, over the past 2 years, with the whole, after that whole August Alsina thing, and with all of him crying on the red table talk, and him even with his book, and just like a lot of things that I feel like you're just watching somebody unravel.
Of course.
Like you just really watch somebody unravel. And I'm not going to take away from any of Jada's pain or whatever the case may be, or whatever she has feel about her alopecia. However, listening back to her red table talks, listening back to how she's felt about this, it wasn't giving somebody that was extremely distraught from this situation. This was somebody that was taking this and being empowered by it. So I think I don't think it had to do with the fact that she has alopecia. I don't think that was a trigger for him. I think it's just a constant negative talk surrounding Jada and like the whole August thing and everything that kind of put him in a place where she puts herself in that.
She does.
She puts herself in that.
Absolutely.
She voluntarily put out a lot of information that could have been kept behind closed doors.
I do think that whether they do have an open relationship or not, because they've gone back and forth with it, I think that there has been situations that Will has been in that he just knew how to kept those women quiet. Whereas we would have never known about this whole August thing if he had never spoken about it.
Right. However, also, but you don't think that that was your friend's son that was brought into your house over because he was having mental health issues. That's predatory. If that was the other way around, let's keep it a stack for a second. Let's have an honest conversation. Let's have a real honest conversation. If that was the other way around, and Willow brought Justina Sky into the house while she was going through some type of mental health issues, or Jordan Woods or somebody was in the house while she was going through some type of mental health issues, and then he started having a sexual relationship with that girl. What the fuck do you think people would say about him?
Right. Predator.
Come on. Then on top of that, throw your man under the bus and just constantly keep putting the shit out here like that, like almost as if he wasn't the one fulfilling you, when it could be on a mutual thing, because this was a mutual agreement for y'all to do this shit.
Right. Yeah. But I feel like he's also feeding into it as well, because he didn't have to sit in front of her. He didn't have to entertain it. I feel like as women, as women, you don't think as women we say to our men, we're gonna do this to. You think that he wanted to do that? Out of the two of them doing that, who do you think wanted to sit there? For sure, Jada. For sure, absolutely.
Come on, we have to have. There has to be some level of accountability, and I understand where everybody wants to be put on. I'm Mr. Save Black Woman. I get that. But now this is where the message gets lost, because now it starts becoming like, okay, so where's the lines? What makes sense? Where is it rational? And where does it become you protecting a black man? When do you start protecting your man and tell him, no, babe, that's not even worth doing that.
Right.
It's up to you to be like, no, we don't do that. Nah, it's not even worth us doing that. No, this nigga's the one bringing in all the money. This nigga's movies is the one bringing in all the money. Not you. Think this fucking this isn't.
Yeah. I did speak to.
That was literally I'm sorry. That literally was like the straw on the camel's back of her saying how much you don't give a fuck about this nigga's reputation.
Right.
In
she
my
didn't really
opinion.
do much. Yeah. She hasn't said anything, has she?
No.
Right.
I'm getting mad.
Oh well,
they're
saving it for the red table talk.
And I think that they're supposed to be doing one.
Yeah, they are.
That he can't talk about this shit nowhere but
the red table talk. I did speak to a guy, and it just kind of came up in conversation because I was just kind of over it. It was a point where I'm just like, I'm just gonna get off social media because there's so much other important things going on in the world. Yes. And like they're shedding so much light onto this, but he shared his opinion on it, and he was like, as a black man, it really hurt me. It hurt me to see somebody that I look up to disrespect another black man on camera the way that he did.
Yeah.
And he's like, I would tell him this in person because he's like, more than anything, it really pained me because it basically set them back, like set black actors back.
The demasculization that did was, I think that's my most heartbreaking, the most heartbreaking part for me is that because the actual, I want to play it because it wasn't said in malice. I understand everyone wants to say, oh, you can't tell somebody how to take a joke. I'm sorry, but there has to be a certain way to there has to be codes of conduct and reaction. There's not everything. If I say to you, yo, Zuli, I love you, but you look like G.I. Jane when you was bald. You gonna come over here and smack the shit out of me for that? No. Now, if I go over if Chris Rock was to go over you, now if he said, you know what, fuck that, I'm gonna have my brother go over there and shoot the shit out of this nigga after that. Is his reaction right? This is where the domino effect, this is how shit keeps getting fucked up because no one wants to take accountability for their fucking actions. And even if you felt that way, that shit could have been, when we need to, back to what we were talking about, policing one another. You don't do that shit in front of them because now you got the cops, you got all these white people. Oh my God, I was so scared. I was so traumatized. This is what that shit turns into.
There's so many ways he could have.
He said, Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane too. come look up.
Right. Also, for Will, he could have addressed it when he won his award. Like, hey, I didn't appreciate if it was actually about Jada and the joke. He could have addressed that very differently or pulled him to the side after the show. Like, you don't have to smack the man on
you
camera.
could even say like, you know what, Chris, I understand where you're coming from, but that's a beautiful black queen that's going through something, bald or not. Say what you got to say. You would have got your applause, and it would have been the end of the day. People would have talked about, oh, damn, look at the egg on Chris Rock's face for saying blah, 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 blah. You do not put that much egg on that yolk on that nigga's face for something so minuscule. And you could say what you want. You could say, I understand. At the end of the day, I can't even remember Jada Pinkett with long hair in years. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, this is somebody who is comfortable who has deemed themselves comfortable in their skin. We can't pick and choose when we're gonna believe what niggas tell us. We can't pick and choose and be like, oh no, but she could say that, but she could really be feeling it. No, bitch, if that's what the fuck she said what she said.
Right.
She said what she said. She said what she said. That's what she. If she's saying, you know, I feel this way, I've been wanting to do this, believe that bitch.
Yeah. Yep. We'll see what she says on this Red Table Talk.
All she did over this past 2 years, and that I felt like that is a crazy level of abuse that people are not even like witnessing, was fucking defame this nigga's character.
Yeah. I agree.
She's been on a 2-year fucking mission to defame this nigga's character.
For whatever reason. Who knows?
Yo, what the fuck are they
cooking? I was just about to say that. Like, now it smells like old mac and cheese. Or like chicken noodle soup or something.
We'll get to that later.
But it's a tough smell. It's coming in hot.
That shit is coming in crazy.
It's coming in hot.
Speaking of food, though, let's get into bad vegan. I want to say, before let's wrap this up, Chris Rock, Will Smith, I hope that shit honestly gets handled in a way where both of y'all could put this behind y'all. We can move forward. Maybe y'all come out with some type of program or show together where y'all sit down and sit down and have a conversation. Maybe y'all need to sit down with a therapist or do something where y'all sit down with somebody who can mediate this, and y'all could kind of just talk about y'all traumas as black men so people can start getting a real understanding of what y'all are going through. Like, y'all have to stop being afraid of shedding light on your stories. And if that literally, our episode last week should show you that. Don't be afraid to shed light on your stories, because like, honestly, even though I was crying on that episode, I felt so free the rest of that week. Like, I felt so light the rest of that week. It just felt like, oh, I don't gotta hide this shit no more. I don't gotta. It is what it is. Like, and it'll be so like, oh, girl, I'm going through that too, or you ain't, sis, I'm going through. Yeah. People are relatable. Like, we relate to one another. Like, that's what we're here for, is to have a human experience together. Like, this shit isn't meant to be done alone. So just start really just sharing what you went through as children. What I've dealt with one of my exes watched same thing. A lot of these niggas are watching their moms get beat up on as children. Okay. And not even thinking that it's okay, but are internalizing that shit in many ways.
For sure. Yeah.
In many ways, whether it's feeling weak, whether it's feeling less of a man, whether it's feeling like you got to prove that you're more of a man, whether it's feeling like this is a way for a woman to understand and listen to me and show my affection to this girl. Like, there's many ways that shit is like processing for them. And we have to stop letting it feel like, stop letting our black and brown men feel like they can't express these things because it's a form of weakness. And it's not. That's why I applaud like that. I pride myself in having male friends that are able to just sit up here and just be like, you know, I went through this and this was going on, and you know, I'm not in my best state of mind. Shorty really broke my heart. I love that vulnerability.
Because a lot of men feel like they don't have anybody,
but that's
because
why
they feel like they don't have anybody, but they do have a ton of people. They're just scared to speak up, because they feel weak or too vulnerable. But also, we have to start providing the safe space for them to speak up,
and not making them feel like they're crazy, not making them feel like, you know what, you're bugging for feeling like, you know what, damn, this shit happened in my childhood and I'm still affected by this shit. Like,
your feelings are valid.
Your feelings are completely valid. There are plenty of, like, for instance, I was talking with there's a woman that, like, when I was going through something that just kind of like helps me she's not a licensed therapist, but she does deal with stuff with domestic violence. And she was just basically saying that I watched my mom, like she had no friend, like really no, like limited friends growing up. Yeah. And I always thought that was like normal. Like, and it's just like when I can't really say the age, but maybe late teens into like going into like maybe like going into college, I really started. I always had like a girl, like one, like, you know, it was always like me and Suli or like something like, or like me and Todd. Like it was always like intimate, very, but even though like you have those like real close, like that one close person, like for instance, like me and Dee are really close, but we have a group, like I have a slew of girlfriends that I can go and do this about or talk to certain things about. There's certain things that sometimes I'll talk to Giselle about first before I'll talk to Dee about that. She's a Virgo. She understands things in a little bit different ways. Like there's an importance of like just having community and not just feeling like, I was born in this world alone, I'm gonna die alone. That's a real fucked up way of thinking about life, my nigga. Like you gotta you need to
That's so sad.
Talk to a motherfucker. Like that shit
so
is
sad.
Like really fucking depressing, honestly. But let's talk about bad vegan. Speaking of bad vegan though, you and your friends,
what?
Y'all was some harsh motherfuckers on that live. Like I was like, what the fuck? These people ain't
what
even
conversation?
saying nothing. I think some guy asked y'all like, oh, like what do you guys all do or whatever the case may be, and y'all ripped his asshole. And I'm just like, people came on here because they're interested. I think maybe,
but they know what we do.
Is what I'm person know what you?
If they follow us, they know what we do.
I don't know.
It's literally spelled out on our page. Everything that we do.
But I don't think that everybody. I don't follow everybody that went into that room. You get what I'm saying? I don't know. So I went in there and I only follow you.
Yeah,
so
that's understandable.
If that girl, I didn't know she did fitness. I didn't know that she was Hispanic. I did not know that, bro. You get what I'm saying?
Because it had came from a previous conversation that we were having earlier in the live, where it was like, when you're in New York, right? New York and LA. First initial conversations are very different. In New York, you're like, hey, what's up? Like, where you from? I'm like, cool. You have a whole ass conversation before anybody asks you what you do. It's not really important as much in New York. Like people don't do that. Out here, that's the first thing they ask you. What do you do? So it came off out of frustration from that specific conversation, and that person just kind of got the heat for it.
But I do feel that like a lot of people do move out here for a specific reason, and you did come out here to kind of pursue something. A lot of people came out here to pursue something in particular. Right. So I think that that's just kind of a part of the culture of LA, and the fact that like not a lot of people are transplants. That's one. And two, like what brought you out here? Like what are you?
Well, that's different. Like what brought you out here and what do you do is different, because if somebody starts off with like, what do you do? It automatically makes me feel like they're an opportunist. Like, what can I get out of you? Like, are you worth it enough for me to continue this conversation? Like, oh, you don't. And I've come across that
I feel like
times.
A lot of people, and I think a lot of people out here are like that. I think that a lot of people out here only want to be affiliated with people that they feel that are going to, let's do a reel together, our shit's gonna get a zillion like I do feel like but y'all moved out, a lot of y'all moved out here for that,
right?
Like,
but it's okay to ask that question. I just don't feel like it should be an initial start to a conversation, because get to know where I'm from. Like, who am I? Like, why am I here? When did I move here? Like, you know,
part of what do you do is who you are though.
Yeah, but not in this context. I feel like it's more of a business related approach rather than it being more personable.
That guy,
approach.
I personally think that guy, like I was in the, I personally do not think that guy meant any malice. And when he was honestly like, oh, this is cool. Like you guys, like he was in like interested in what you guys were talking about.
No, I did. And I did feel bad after the fact, because I'm just like, he came in after we had that conversation, and all of us almost assumed that he was a part of that conversation, and he clearly was not a part of that conversation.
I just think I also do think like with I think with content creators and also with the veganism, I think that because, how can I say this? I think because like, I think it's a touchy topic. I think it's touchy for y'all. Like in a sense of like, it's like, okay, like, because it's not considered like this, people don't understand when you're just doing something that isn't considered 9 to 5 work or really normal in the normal realm of what they consider work. So explaining that can be frustrating, or validating that can be frustrating. And that's what, me personally, I felt that where that was coming from. Like, it just seems to be like frustrating to constantly have to maybe explain something or
that plays into it as well.
Or like almost explain the value in something to people. And it just gave very much fed up. And I was just like, whoa, we
were. And again, it came from a conversation prior on that same live. So I think we just kind of assumed that everybody was there during that conversation. But also my response was just like, if you just understand my sense of humor, that's where it came from, where somebody's like, oh, what do you do? And I'm like, well, I breathe, I walk, like, you know, I do all those kinds of things that everybody else does. But that's just my fucking dry ass sense of humor.
Yeah,
like,
but I don't know.
But not everybody would understand it. They're probably like, "Oh, she's a fucking bitch."
Yeah,
like,
it came off like I was like, "Oh, okay." Like, well, I don't know. I just feel like if you're doing what you're doing, take pride in that shit. Like, I do this. This is what I do. I brand market. I do blah 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 blah. Whatever the case may do. I promote for veganism. I promote this lifestyle. Whatever the case may be.
Right.
People are obviously on this to kind of like learn who you are, and it's just kind of like, I don't know, I just felt like if I was on the I'd be like, fuck all y'all, like fuck these people, like fuck them. But speaking of mean ass vegans, we got the vegan bad vegan with this fucking guy.
What do you want to call him, Shane or Anthony?
I'm gonna call him Shane.
I'm gonna call his ass fucking Anthony.
I'm gonna call him Shane because I gotta get sick with this
or Michael,
whoever he fucking decides to believe. Bad vegan. Basically, there was a woman who made one of the first real pop-in vegan restaurants in
back in the early 2000s
in New York. Unlucky Duck, or was it Lucky Duck?
It was Lucky Duck and Pure Food Wine or something.
Pure Food Wine. Yeah,
it was a raw vegan restaurant.
And apparently her vegan lasagna was a shit.
Everyone spoke about that.
Everybody, this shit. I'm looking at these fucking cucumbers.
It was definitely a raw.
It was definitely
lasagna,
raw. But she ends up getting with some guy who basically cons her out of running her business.
It's given Tinder swindler.
Yeah,
like,
but
not multiple. Well, there was another girl, but it wasn't like a multiple women. It was just.
But she meets him online, and I guess like his pictures were not the same. He was fat when she met him.
Yeah,
definitely
and she
wasn't
tried
giving
to make excuses. Well, you know, he wasn't the same. Maybe
he eats a lot of soy.
Give him the benefit of the doubt.
He eats a lot of soy. It's okay.
Girl,
I just don't get like why. What? Listen, I've had my share of good dick. Like, I trust and believe. This nigga got me knocked up on multiple occasions. Like, I've been there. But why are y'all letting these niggas, like, what is in, ain't no way.
No
the
way.
Hamburglar over there is fucking conning me out of like my life like this. Like, there's no fucking way. Every dude that they posted, the Tinder swindler, I could semi get how he got y'all bitches. Like, I could semi get it.
Right. He's a good looking, he's a decent looking guy. He's believable, but
he had glasses fish.
But Shane Michael Anthony, he
John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith.
If you see his mugshot, you're just like, okay. Like he looks like he plays a part.
Smells.
Yeah, she said that she got repulsed by his smell after.
He looked like he smelled.
She was still riding with him.
Yes, and even at the end, they showed like this bitch was a lie. And all that, I must just say this: that whole entire documentary and all of these documentaries are just giving white privilege. Like, what? Like, how are we gonna sit up here? This bitch was lying the entire time. Like, I couldn't. you can
Yeah,
hear
at the
the
end where
lies.
she's like, well, why would I? Why would I say anything?
Yeah, like she's
Well-
like, I just thought we were just like leaving for a little bit. I knew we would be gone for a long time. Bitch, you're on the fucking run.
There's like, you weren't asking. I'm sorry, like, no questions asked. He had her going to freaking where? Paris, Italy,
I don't know how y'all could.
Vegas, Tennessee, and she's just like, oh, I thought we were just getting away for a little bit. He had your phone, girl.
Calling your mom like shit's
Calling,
good.
like,
Texting your mom like you need to send
that
this
is
money.
not okay.
Y'all bitches are weird, yo. Like y'all bitches are weird. Like
He put her out like over $6 million.
that's what I'm saying. Like she and
Six-
people like the investors,
She's
the people that were
done.
working there. You got people, the managers. They ready to beat the manager's ass because he seemed like he was in on it too. That one,
Like the Russian.
yeah,
guy?
it was like no, I told
Yeah.
them that so you know. I don't trust people from Russia. I'm sorry. I'm joking, y'all.
She had so many
But
opportunities.
Russia is like one place I don't want to visit. Like
Yeah.
it's just like with people with the main. Okay, so in Monroe, y'all know I'm not lying. There was a boy who was people from Monroe. Y'all remember this boy? His name was like Edgar or some shit like that, and he was like immigrant from Russia, or I don't know if he was a foreign exchange student. I don't know what the fuck he was, but he dead ass was drinking rubbing alcohol. And if you are in
Oh my God.
9th grade doing
What
this
the
at
hell?
14, if this is your life at 14, then
Jesus.
I just don't want to deal with people from Russia. Like,
That's a
'cause
lot.
that's a lot. Like anywhere that there's cold and vodka is the drink of choice, I'm completely good money. Good money.
So basically, this guy put her out of money to basically fund his gambling addiction, is what I assumed was
Yes,
happening, and
yes.
his dad's probably.
Yes,
because his
but
dad
my
was in
thing
on
is this:
it.
is that like, no, that was her that
No,
older-
but remember,
Yeah.
the two girls said that that his dad backed up the story of him being ex-military and all
I
this
love
going
her
on.
dad though. I
I
loved
do
her
too.
dad. Her dad was
Yeah.
like, "Well, if you would have gone for a long time, you're on the run. What the fuck?"
Right, like, he's like,
you're-
that's what you
see,
are.
That's
Like-
that's what it is. Like, I love that. I love an accountable king.
And her mom got put out for money too.
Yo, like 400 grand.
400 grand from this man.
Yeah, mom's a
And
dummy too.
and he made it seem like he was like basically like CIA. So he would basically disappear for certain amount of time.
and you can't really validate that information if somebody's working for the
right,
fucking
and
CIA.
he
Like,
basically
yo,
had
these
this.
liars be good, yo.
Yeah, he had this happily ever after. He's schizophrenic.
You think like he has multiple personalities?
He's schizophrenic. He
goes
who's
in and
they?
out.
Who's
Yeah.
they?
Oh,
Who's
okay.
this they telling you that you have to do all of this stuff? Like, and
Yeah.
you believe it.
But people like really think like schizophrenia is like a fake thing. Like people don't give that shit like as much like credit.
I have an aunt with schizophrenia, and she.
Is it amusing though?
I've never seen her but I have heard like she does believe like there's people in the attic. Like she fully believes there's people in her attic. They don't really they live in Florida. There's no way that people could live in the attic with that heat. Like there's physically no way. So
my thing is this is why I cannot be in the medical field because I have a problem with finding humor in literally everything. Like everything, and I don't mean that like, I don't mean it in a bad way. Like, but I just think that that's almost like the glass half full of me in the sense of like,
I'd be laughing at something.
yeah,
I'm
like it's
I have
just
a
like
fucking one-way ticket to hell. Like I swear.
my throne is sitting right
Right,
next to
like,
Satan. Like, bitch, we're hot and ready for you, like
hot.
little fucking Caesars, bitch. You're fucking going. You're fucking going.
But anyway, these scammers are getting. I mean, I don't know how long ago.
I just want to know how, but I just think he sold her a dream. Like, oh, I could get your restaurant to like do blah 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 blah. That's why I think she's in on. That's why I think she was in on it and just tried to play.
Well, her dad said that.
Yeah.
They asked him, "Do you think that she married for money?" And he said, "Yeah,
100%.
She believed that he
had money.
was going to be able to pay off her debts, and so she stuck around and believed it, which is freaking crazy to me. I'm just like, girl.
All I got with them, the funniest shit was the Domino fucking pizza. Like them having a fucking Domino
like-
pizza. She's like, he kept having me in this place where there's no good food. Bitch, you're
I
on the
went to
fucking West
Chipotle.
Coast. You're on the
She
West.
said, I went to Chipotle. That's where I went.
And the guy that
They
she
were
met,
staying in different rooms.
and the guy that she met, like just Who at the Chipotle that she
At the
became
Chipotle,
friends
yeah.
with? I was like, you would be friends with this fucking guy, yo. I cannot. Like, it was just a whole mess. Like, and I don't know. Vegans could be bad people too, y'all. Like, don't.
Of course, absolutely.
Don't get it fucking misconstrued.
I don't think he was ever vegan though, which made
No,
me
but
feel
she was.
weird.
And
Yeah,
then
she was
she's a piece of
full-blown.
shit. She was a piece of shit.
She. I don't understand their dynamic.
She's a
I
piece
don't
of
get
shit.
it. I don't get it.
What percentage of vegans do you think?
Are a piece of shit?
No. Do you think that like preach more of the vegan, but like slip up or like unconsciously or like purposely? Like I say that I'm completely this, but I'm really like eating some shit on the side.
I feel like people who are vegan-ish are pretty honest with their vegan-ish.
Okay.
They're like, I'm vegan most of the time. Technically, you're not. Like you either are or you aren't. It's either you cut down on meat or you're vegetarian. Like there's different terms for it. Pescatarian. If you eat fish from time to time and you don't eat meat or anything else or dairy, then you're technically pescatarian, right? Or vegetarian or whatever it is. But they're pretty honest with it. Like, yeah, I'm vegan most of the time, but sometimes I'll have some fish. Or like, if I'm out and like, or I'm visiting parents at home and I can't find anything to eat, then like I'll cheat a little bit. But they're pretty honest with it.
Okay.
I haven't come across anybody who like said like, oh, I'm vegan or like vegetarian, and then like all of a sudden I see them eating like a piece of meat and I'm like, wait, hold up a minute.
Right.
They're usually pretty upfront about it.
Do you think that veganism gets lost in the trendiness and like the preaching, like people like trying to force feed it?
I don't think that.
Because I don't think that helps.
No, that's what I'm gonna say. It basically puts us back from what we're actually trying to put out there. If people don't resonate with like aggression
At all.
right? So when you're forcing it down people's throat, it like naturally they're gonna put like a wall. It's like a defense mechanism. So if you just live your life, live by like an example, like you working out, people are like, oh, they become curious about it. And they
I
wanna
think
ask
like
you
me
whether they transition
personally,
or not.
like I literally like every single time like we can go out with a new group of girls, like me and Kiana, like, she'll introduce me into a new group of girls, and she'll be like, do you work at? They'll be like, yo, you have 3 kids. I'm like, I work. Like I'll work. Oh my gosh, the intriguement in that part.
But you're not like,
no,
yeah,
you need to do this.
No, it's just like, okay, girl,
bitch,
relax.
if you want to be washed, that's a you choice. I don't give a fuck. Like,
it's pretty much like the same thing. I don't think that like the boycotting and like all that stuff is helping at all. I just think that people should just live by example and allow the curiosity to come in, and then that's when you have the conversation.
And also, I think people need to realize, and even like on both ends, vegans and people who aren't vegan, I think that people have to realize that vegan food isn't a thing. Like it's food. Like it's food. I think that there's like vegan restaurants that like specialize in making certain things more palatable to people who aren't vegan. Yeah. However, it's all just food. Like I was saying to you about the street food, I could have went to that. It's food. Right. Like it's food nonetheless. Yeah. Like it's not.
But I have met people who are like, I was on a phone with somebody the other day, and I was like, we were just talking about veganism, and he was like, yeah, I'm not vegan. Don't give me no vegan gluten-free donut. I ain't never gonna have that. And I'm just like, but it's food, like, and it's actually pretty good. But like, don't say you don't like something if you've never tried it. It just shows that you're very close-minded. At least be open to the idea. Saying. Like
I'm literally a foodie, so I don't care about like that part is not. I think that it's just more into like, I think there just needs to be a balance. Like you can take things from, like for me, like we were talking this week about me, I take the soursop down through by the spoon. Like there's certain things that you can do to better your lifestyle, to enhance your lifestyle. There's some weeks where there's some days we could go days without eating meat. There's some days where I want a fucking steak, but I also work out. I balance my fucking foods. I do all of these things. And it's just kind of like, I don't know. I just feel like there has to be an understanding on both ends that there's not going to be, you're not going to die from being vegan. I'm not going to die from not being vegan. And I think that putting that like which lifestyle is better, like a better, like anything could happen to you in a minute.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So
I do want to, before we move on to the next topic, I do want to, I guess, clarify that the definition of being vegan is just you don't consume or wear any animal products or byproducts. Nowhere in there does it mean that you're going to be healthy. And I think people walk into
because there's a lot
idea,
of people that are vegan that don't eat well,
right? And that's because they're not doing it for the sake of their health. They're doing it because they find it inhumane to kill something that doesn't want to die.
I get that.
So that's the idea behind that. So like when people are like, I see it online all the time, like, oh well, vegans aren't healthy because they go to Burger King to get the Impossible Burger, and I'm like, but who goes to Burger King to be healthy in general? Not one person.
And I get, that's why I understand that. Like that's what I'm saying, that there's people that like I've seen vegans that I'm like, yo, like what are you actually fucking doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't sit up here and like I just don't like the promotion of like one is better than the other. Like there's nothing. You can choose in both paths to either do the best in it or the worst in it, and that's just that. Because I know fucking vegans out eat Oreos all day just because they're fucking vegan, and that doesn't. Bitch, you're far from healthier than me. I fucking promise you. Like,
yeah, and I just wanted to say that because people are like, well, that's like, even in the vegan world, it's just like, well, that's not healthy, and I'm like, well, I said that I'm vegan. I don't eat animal products. I never said that I was going to stop eating French fries.
Right.
Like, obviously everything in moderation.
Right.
And everything in balance. Like, I try to cut down on like the processed things, but I do.
And even like we were saying with the fruit, you can't, like, fruit is sugar nonetheless.
Exactly.
Like, you can't like
you have to pick and
survive
choose like what's most sustainable for your lifestyle. So there's that.
What are in these men's pants that have these women ready to risk it all, bitch? The only thing, this was my 2 cents though. Back to the Will Smith shit real quick. I need all y'all to stop pretending like y'all men's are all a thug. Like, everybody, my man, my husband, you're not married. I am, he would do this and he would do that. Bitch, we seen that nigga in real time. Like, stop it, Pop. Like, please.
But I also don't want to make it like seem like if your man doesn't act that way, that
he's less of a man.
He's less of a man, or he doesn't love you enough, or like because he doesn't defend you in that way. Because
that was honestly an immature situation.
Yeah.
So honestly, I don't want some nigga that's just going around.
That could have spiraled into something bigger. And guess who's involved in the middle?
Right.
You are.
Right. So I definitely agree. Agree with everybody kind of coming down. We are a little far in, so I'm gonna kind of skip some of these last two topics. But I do want to say real quick. So with the whole like Taina and Ari situation and G Herbo, I just want to say, like, it is the man's responsibility. Once you have another woman and the mother of your child are two separate people, it's up to you to get that shit in order. Nobody else is to blame for what goes on. Taina's in that house with fucking two kids and pregnant. Her son probably running all up and down. G Herbo running around all over the fucking place. That's a lot on a woman. You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, was she right? Was she wrong? That's not up for me. You don't put your hands on nobody's child that y'all not that cool with like that, especially. But at the same time, he needs to do better as a father. You could hear it in that baby's voice that he missed his daddy. You get what I'm saying? And I just wanted to know, like, could you date a man with kids?
I have.
Well, I know that, but like now.
Now I feel like, depending on the age, I feel like they kind of have to be a little bit older. And I don't think I could do like more than like one child. Like if
they said I seen them in this. I'm getting semi-used baby daddies, one child, gently used baby daddies.
Because I have to be real that like I'm at an age where I'm dating men that are older. There's a possibility that they already had something before, and I can't like brush somebody off because they have a child that it happened in the past that had nothing to do with me. And if that's a good person, then who am I to like?
Right. You might miss your blessing.
Exactly. So I do think like for me, if it's like 3 or 4 years old, I'm like, ooh, like what's the relationship then with the baby
right,
mom?
'cause
You know,
that's
because I
still
feel
kinda
like
current.
it's fresh. But if the child is like in high
8
school,
or even 8 or 9,
yeah, I
like,
feel like okay, that's far along.
me, God forbid shit don't work out with me and Kashif, I'm never dating a nigga with kids unless you got stacks. No, I don't even care if you got kids. I'm only dating niggas with money. That's the only care. That's it. As long as
I got a whole like freaking football team, like come on.
I dated a nigga with a football team.
Oh,
And now,
and oh,
like legit.
yeah. But to answer that question direct, well, let's stop.
I don't know what the fuck that's
To
about.
answer the question direct, like yeah, I would date somebody with kids, one kid.
One kid, like gently used baby daddies.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, cool. I get it.
Yeah.
I'm just not here for the baby mama drama because I'm the
That-
type of person
that's what
I
it
just
is,
want.
yeah.
I'm okay with fighting. Like I'm literally okay with it. Like I'm dead ass okay with it. Let me get into my little TV reviews before we do our this and that. So I watched Bridgerton. I finished season 2 of it. I was honestly wondering how they were going to continue this season, and I'm not gonna really go into it too deep because it just came out, and I don't want to spoil it for everybody.
After like the main character being
like so when Daphne and the Duke didn't come back this season. So everybody knew that prior to the season starting that he wasn't coming back. So I was very interested to see how they were going to carry on without their story. But this season is really about her brother Anthony, her eldest brother Anthony, and he's the Viscount, and pretty much him getting a wife. And just the trials and tribulations that goes in through the girl that he's wants to marry, and it's a girl he wants to marry, but there's another girl in the picture as well, and the relationship that goes into it. The only spoiler that I will say is that the two are sisters. So they're half sisters. Pretty much, I'll give the premise of their background is did you watch the first season?
No.
Okay, well, the queen always picks a diamond, and the diamond is pretty much the girl who is the most sought after to be wed for the season.
Okay.
And the girl Edwina was picked. She has an older sister, Kate. Kate is her half sister who is full Indian. Edwina, I believe, is like 75% Indian. Her mother's like Indian and white. And the reason why they're trying to get Edwina married off is because basically to secure like a financial, she needs to get her trust fund. She needs to marry a white Englishman. Okay. So they're basically setting her up to marry the Viscount. However, Kate meets the Viscount prior to all of this in a weird running in the forest, and them two are basically in love. So the whole season is basically, but Edwina's the diamond, and that's who he needs to marry, and the sister's an old maid, and like, so it's just kind of like, it was very, very, very well done. Eloise is trying to figure out who's Lady Whistledown and all this stuff like that. All of that comes to a head. It was a very well done season. I'm extremely excited to see how they carry out the third season. The Duke was not missed. All the sex wasn't even missed. Like the last season was full of this nigga just like pounding his bitch out. Like, but very good season. Shonda Rhimes, I'm always, she does no wrong. She does no wrong. Shonda, last episode of Grey's, absolutely well done. I'm just here for it all. Bel-Air wrapped up. The season finale happened, and I just want to say shout out to Marlon Wayans, who came in and played Lou, Will's father. He did an amazing job. I do feel that it was a bit rushed, and they kind of could have just like waited. I'm interested in unless they're doing this to kind of just get us into like what Lou's position is going to be in season 2.
Was it picked up? Season 2?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It has they were greenlit for 2 seasons, I believe.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just interested to see how they carry this out into season 2. I felt like it was a little bit rushed. I do feel like a lot of that could have been pushed back into season 2. I feel they overwhelmed us into what actually the whole like Lou issue was. Like they made it seem like it was something very dramatic on why his father wasn't there and all this stuff like that. So I'm just interested. Marlon did great. Like the dramedy, the drama aspect of it. Like just seeing Marlon Wayans in such a serious role, it was great. Like I tweeted him, he retweeted it. Like it was just. I was like, you fucking better. Like I'm gonna give Marlon some applause. He did that shit. That was another black great legend. And we're gonna speak. The Wayans. Don't play with them, okay? He did amazing. But what I am disappointed in.
I want to hear this one.
Is Snowfall. And I'm honestly upset. Okay, so I listened to another podcast and the girl met one of the girls on the the only girl on the podcast met Damson out here or whatever. And she's always talking about like, I want to meet Damson. I want to meet Damson. I want to meet Damson. And when she finally met him, she was shy and she was like, I don't want to shoot no shots that I don't know I can make. And so they were like, did you see his love interest on Snowfall? Like, bitch, you're good. Like,
did you see the feed that I was telling you about?
No, I didn't see the feed. But what I want to say is that wig, child. Like, y'all didn't even have to put this wig on her. Y'all could have had her a natural hairstyle. Like
this is true.
There's so many things. Like she looks like she's friends with the mom. Like they go to church together or some shit. Like I don't fucking know what this shit is, and it's disrespectful to my nigga. Like I'm just confused. I'm confused. I'm like, what the fuck are y'all doing? But Peaches being on crack. This spoiler alert. I'm running through. Peaches is on crack now. Like I did not see that. Oh, I did see that coming. I think I did say that in the beginning. Now something ain't right. There's like Peaches is using. That motherfucker is using, and that shit is fucked up. But just a lot of betrayal. I like this new character that they brought in. I see it could get a little spicy. I'm here for Jerome. I feel like Jerome and Leroy are kind of done with this and what it's doing to the black community and stuff like that. But I'm just interested to see how they're gonna wrap this season up because it's given. I might wrap the whole fucking series up. Yeah. One more I wanted to do. Do you watch Atlanta? No.
I see the billboards.
Atlanta, the first episode. Go watch that. It's not it's very Get Out-ish. It's very Stir the Spoon-ish. The teacup. It's very teacup-ish. Go watch that. It's very, especially for young black kids who are growing up with a single mother or an impoverished neighborhood and just kind of just don't see the importance or like of what their parents are doing to just keep them out of like being dead or in jail. Go watch that episode for sure. Atlanta is beautifully shot. Like they are just fucking, it's just like almost like you're sitting in the room with them while they're shooting this shit, and it's just well done. I have to catch up on the latest episode, but I'm hooked in, and I'm sad that they're wrapping this up. But Donald Glover Gambino is the GOAT at this shit. So I'm more than impressed with what they're doing, you know. So lastly, let's get into our this or that. We have.
Wait, did you want to circle back on the responses from?
Oh yes, let's circle back on. We had we asked you guys what is the craziest thing y'all did for love. We had D answer, but we're gonna have y'all give y'all answers as well.
So, somebody said fight a few dudes in one day. Act out of character I didn't know I loved so passionately. Move across the country with no plan.
I read that. That was me. I was with you, girl. I was there, but it's working out. I think it's working out for you too.
Yeah, walking through the hood trying to hide roses behind my back so nobody sees me.
That's weird.
That is kind of weird. Get into a 9-year relationship.
Pussy and showing your affection. I'm sorry.
Get into a 9-year relationship with a woman with 3 children at 19 years old.
You're bugging, and her pussy must be bomb.
Because damn.
And it does, because somebody shot that club up. Boop, boop, when they shoot the club up that many times, baby, you can't get her out of that thing. Hello.
Allow myself to be disrespected. I was drinking Avion water back then.
Yeah, that is disrespect.
Getting married to
somebody drinking Dasani on their story. I was like, oh, you don't give a fuck about yourself.
Nah. Get married to the wrong woman, buy her a car as well as a house for her to be ungrateful.
Sounds like more good pussy to me. Can you say, is pussy like offensive?
I don't think so.
What's new, pussycat? Whoa.
Go outside in a blizzard, freezing to meet someone.
I definitely was traveling for dick back in the day, and that was out of order.
Drunk driving to Jersey from upstate New York. Purchase the very new iPhone. Drive 3 hours after to see if we can still be serious.
I've had sex in a car in like a spot like up in the mountains in Bear Mountain and got pulled over, and the person got a ticket.
Oh my God.
But I don't think we were in. I don't know what we were in.
I don't feel like I've done anything so bizarre though.
I told you I cut the laces. That's for sure. I was fucking a nigga who had a mattress on the floor. That was fucking ridiculous.
Actually, I feel like me moving in with somebody.
That's not crazy. It's
See,
not like
that's
the
not
craziest thing. It's not like the craziest thing.
I like
think-
reading text messages, like Dee said. I never put my iPhone on anybody's thing.
Just the because she would like put his face like. No, but we're in. I'm all for like I'm done with the phone shit because anything, especially because of like Instagram and niggas are just always gonna be niggas. Like that's just you can misconstrue any and everything, and bitches are always gonna be bitches too. So I'm just done with that. My thing is this: I don't wanna know.
Don't make me look stupid though.
Don't make me look stupid. As long as these hoes know, we good. I'm too old for this shit. I don't got the time.
Let's get into this one.
But was that I feel like there was another.
Was there? Oh, someone said get married.
No, feel you, bitch. I almost had to curse his ass out last night. Paid 2 rents.
Pay 2 rents for a month.
That meant like I'm assuming that meant that he was paying his rent and her rent at the same.
There was another one that came in.
Like just a lot of good box in this.
I know there was another one that came in after I took these screenshots, and he said have kids. I was like, oof.
Listen, I always find it. That's fucked up because
right. I'm like, damn.
The kids are the best part. I ain't gonna lie. Like last night we had a ball with the kids. Like we were just like the twins are getting to the age. Like we were like doing like some like dance battle. It was like freeze, and just like feast. I'm like, oh, you ever just wanna eat a baby? Get in my belly. Have you ever seen it? If y'all don't watch the Austin Powers series, y'all are fucking whack. You're horrible. But let's get into this or that this week. I got a good one for next week. Y'all gonna like that. Y'all gonna like it. It's about liquor.
Ooh, okay.
But this week we did dances. I wanted to talk about the shit that had us moving. The shit that had us like, when we was in the club, like when we was in the basement, like, hey,
sweaty walls,
hey, breaking him.
Sweaty walls,
walls and balls,
steamy hot in there.
Sweaty walls and balls.
Right.
That's all that shit was.
Horny ass teenagers,
fucking warm balls. Just little nasty. So we had the dance battle, and this one's for New York. So first we had our this or that. It was the chicken noodle soup versus the Harlem Shake. Special delivery. I need that special delivery. Remember when they used to do that?
Yeah.
Special delivery, gotta have that. Special delivery, come and give it to me. What about?
Ooh.
Like,
everyone was doing the same move, and it was like, oh.
What was this though? Like that little spider all the way down. Like y'all gotta pack that fucking spider up. But I'm not even looking at the results.
Let's see. I think it's gonna be chicken noodle soup.
And
it
was special delivery, 76% to 24%. Next we have Cat Daddy. You're a jerk. I know. You're a jerk. I know. And the jerk one.
I figured that one.
The jerk one, but some people like that. Cat Daddy.
No, the jerk I feel is like universal.
Cat Daddy's literally most of the people who pick Cat Daddy are from out here. So
so there's that.
Dirty wine, my girl, dirty wine, my girl, dirty wine, my girl, dirty wine. And I don't really care what people say. I don't really watch what them undo. Until I got to take my girls like glue, and I play number 2. Dirty wine won that shit, but I like the ponytail better. That shit was like no, tookie. I love that. They look so cute doing that dance. We look so cute. This was close. Girl, shake the love it of it, the love it of it, shake the love it of it, the love it of it, girl, shake the end. Soldier boy up in this hoe, watch me crank and watch me roll, watch me crank that soldier boy. Now Superman that hoe, now watch me you crank that soldier boy. You know what Superman that hoe means?
No.
It's when a guy like skeets on your back and puts the sheet on it on top of that, and that's what the Superman is.
He was like 16.
Yes, that's what Superman is. Yeah, Superman that hoe.
But did he win though? Soulja Boy?
He did by 1 vote.
Oh, wow.
That was very close. Cause I'm looking for Mrs. Bubblegum. I'm Mr. Chico Sick. I wanna da da da. Oh, cause you so that girls call me Jolly Rancher. Cause I stay so hard. You can suck me for a long time. Oh my God. That song is fire. I don't give a fuck. And then we have Meet Me in the Trail. It's going down. Meet Me in the Mall. D was like, people are gonna pick the song over the. I'm like, no, you can't do these dances without some of these dances you can't do without the song. Like,
oh, for sure.
Yeah, you know, like you ain't just cranking that Soulja Boy to fucking You Got It Bad. Like, like what the fuck? So we had that versus Lean Back. The Lean Back is like, where are you going? Where you doing this in another dance, you know? Said my niggas don't dance. We just put R to the easy, M to the wizard. My arm stay breezy. The dawn stay flicks. I got a date at 8. She said, I got a date at 8. I'm in the 7:40 fizza.
Who won though?
Lean Back.
Okay, I chose Lean Back too.
But some of these weren't like blowouts. The only ones that was like a blowout was Chicken Noodle Soup.
Okay.
And Cat Daddy. Like those two were the only blowouts. A lot of these were pretty close. You know what I mean? But next week I want to talk about the liquors that had us like doing that shit back in the day. Like first of all, we was going through last night. Me and D were going through the Bacardi flavors from back in the day. Remember all the nasty ass. Why are we drinking flavored rum? Let's talk about that one. Bacardi is rum. It's not vodka. Like people fail to realize. Vodka makes a little bit more sense when it's like the flavors, but rum.
I had my first ever like hangover throw up moment from Bacardi 151.
No, mine was 99 banana. Why the fuck
I could
were we
never drink
drinking
that again.
99. Why were we drinking, first of all, liquor above
A certain
35? Why the fuck that's one? And
straight.
two, yes, straight. But why am I drinking banana flavored liquor? What the fuck goes with banana?
That's why I could never have any of the Cirocs again.
No.
Oh,
first of all, Ciroc is like Ciroc and Patron. We were just saying this. It's like thick. Like they're thick.
Oh,
like
look at it. I'm getting the fucking
First of all, they give Ciroc away now. You could go to the liquor store and get Ciroc for the big ass bottle for
like raspberry Ciroc. Oh my God, I played that out.
Oh. I don't do vodka. I'm a tequila girl. I'm a tequila girl.
Tequila over here.
You feel me? Like Casamigos had me fucked up on Friday. If I show y'all some of the videos in my phone and pictures in my phone, like it doesn't make any sense. I'll show y'all one on here real quick for people who are watching. Let's see. Where's it at? Like what the fuck was I actually doing?
Girl, I'm about to pee myself.
Are you? We're almost done. I'm gonna play the song for the people that were what are you doing? Can you literally go sit down somewhere? Like
that's a cute picture though.
It is, but like you a hoe.
For your man though.
Cause you a hoe.
For your man though.
But y'all, this was a good episode. I knew this episode was gonna be long because we had a lot to chat about. And thank you, Dee, for picking up the phone, boo.
Yes.
Love that. We're gonna start. If y'all wanna call in, we might do that. Like we might take some callers. I might get a different number to give out so that way.
Oh yes.
You can call in and blah 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 blah. But I wanted to say to y'all, thank y'all for watching us. YouTube has been doing great. I love and appreciate y'all.
Yes.
Subscribe.
Keep listening.
Yes, we're almost at 1,000 listens. We're so close. We're like 150 listens away. Once we get to 1K,
we're gonna hit that this episode.
Yeah. We're like by the end of this month, I know we're gonna be doing a giveaway. So once we get that all set up and going for y'all, keep subscribing, keep downloading, doing all of that good stuff. We love it. The watch it, send it, do all of that good stuff. We love y'all. Thank y'all so much. If you're listening, stay tuned for a little preview of our drill music that we was listening to, our favorite songs of the week. I'm gonna play it for y'all. But for visuals, we love y'all. Bye.
The return of Machiavelli, like I'm speaking the pop.